Well, hello and welcome out to Mulcahy Stadium for the 2019 Scout Showcase of the Alaskan Baseball League. Josh Salem here with the head coach for the Chinooks, John Groth. We're your broadcasters for the day as the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks are facing off against the Anchorage Bucs here at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage. And, Coach Groth, first time getting to be up here with me this season, and it's a great day for baseball. The showcase, a lot of scouts here to see these players showcase their skills. What can you say about that, Coach?
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a great day. We've had some unusually hot weather last 3 weeks, and to have a nice, partly cloudy day, it's going to be perfect for these guys to play, and to be able to play in front of scouts is we try to encourage these guys the last couple of days. Just have fun today. Just go out and let your natural ability come through, and so that's hopefully what will happen. They're taking pregame in and out right now as we speak, and they're getting ready. They're showing off their arms, showing off their athleticism right now, and there's scouts all over the place in this ballpark watching them do that. So I'm excited for them, and it's also fun to get back in the booth. I haven't called a game in a couple of months, so looking forward to it.
Well, Joey Levitt will get the start on the mound. He'll try and go 2 innings today. And, Coach, you interviewed his dad, who is one of those scouts, and going to play that for us here in a sec?
Yeah, there's an interesting tie-in here. And one is some of the parents may or may not know that I played Athletes in Action 37 years ago, and one of the first team I was on was 1982. We went to Sweden and toured Sweden, played ball. And the second team I played in the Orient, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Alaska, and Canada. But the first year I played, I actually played Athletes in Action with Joey's dad, John Levitt. So what a joy it was to talk to him. Let's hear what John Levitt, the scout now for the Minnesota Twins, had to say just a few minutes ago down in the bleachers.
Yeah, this is my first time up here.
Okay.
So this is a thrill for me. But I've talked to scouts over the years and told me how much fun and informative it is to be here in Alaska for this weekend. There's always good players up here, and I've seen that so far. I've been here for a couple days.
Right.
And yeah, it's great. Seeing good players from all over the country and be able to report back to the scouts that are responsible for those players to update them on how they're doing and how they're improving over the summer.
Well, one of the things about this showcase and this league is that these kids are from all over the lower 48, and my experience has been that most of the scouts that come are from the West Coast, but like you said, they're gathering information that they can send to the parent club and send to those regional scouts if they do see something that kind of perks their interest.
That's exactly right, yes.
And so, but you have another interest in being here. Talk about, there's another reason you're here.
I do. I have a son who's playing on the Athletes in Action team. And he's a pitcher, and it's a thrill for us to. My wife's with me as well.
Yeah.
It's a great blessing for us to see him pitch whenever we can. And actually, this is a chance for me to meet up with you, John.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, we haven't seen each other for 37.
It's amazing. So that was
years.
the next question. That's the next thing I was going to bring up is that you and I have some connections that are very unique. And by the way, Joey's starting today's game, so we'll get to. That'll be fun to be able to broadcast that ball game. But you and I played with Athletes in Action, 1982 Sweden team, and. What are your memories from that summer as a ball player for Athletes in Action?
It was life-changing, clearly, and in so many ways, especially spiritually. It wasn't just the environment of being in Sweden. It was the fact that primarily the teammates I had, the coaches that were there. Was just a fantastic experience that I could never replicate again in my life. And I feel like I really met Jesus there.
Right.
I knew him. I had known him for a few years prior to that, but that's really where I got to know him much better.
Awesome. Well, I know for me, I had surrendered my heart to Christ a couple of years before my first
season, because I actually played 2 summers with the AA. I went out in '83 on the Orient team.
Right.
But that first summer with that team we were on together, it was the very first time, John, that I had been around coaches and players that had a passion to compete in the game of baseball, but also had a driving passion to follow Christ.
Yes.
I'd never seen that. I'd been around baseball and athletics my whole life, and so it was such like you, for me, it changed the trajectory of my life. And I got the chance to play a couple years of pro ball with the Reds, got to play in the Omaha my senior year in college. A lot of great experiences, but I just don't know where, I don't want to think about where I might have ended up if I hadn't played on that team that summer with you and about 25 other guys that love Christ but also love baseball. So
Right.
my hope and prayer now as a coach is that your son and others like him are going to have a chance to have a similar life-changing experience, and they'll remember their summer in Alaska for a long time. That's my hope.
Absolutely. Your hope's going to be realized. I can see that already, talking to Joey.
Well, I've enjoyed it. It's such a neat connection because as God would have it, Joey's on my pickup route, and so
That's right, yeah.
most of the parents that watch our broadcast know that the coaches and staff run around in vans and trucks picking up our players every day, go to the gym in the morning, and then to discipleship in the afternoon, and then the ball game. So I've just really enjoyed having Joey on my pickup route and enjoyed getting to know him. And it's so cool to reconnect with you. So, John, I hope this weekend's productive for you as a scout, but more importantly as a dad. I know it's really nice for Joey to have his dad and his mom here too. So, and it's been great to reconnect with you. So thanks for taking a few minutes. And again, thanks for taking time to come up here and watch the Chinooks.
Thank you. Thank you, John, for all you do.
All right.
God bless you.
Thanks.
All right, a big thank you to John Levitt as he gave me a few minutes of his time. He's working as a scout, but he's also a dad, and so to be able to watch his son play in the Alaska Baseball League and the Scout Showcase is really a treat for John. Let's go through the starting lineups as the Bucs are called out here. I don't know if we'll have an anthem. If we do, we'll take a break for that. But for the Bucs, they come in 22-9 on the summer. They're led by first-year head coach Grant Palmer. They are currently in first place in the ABL. Leading off is the second baseman Cole Tate. Batting second, the left fielder Chad Castillo. Batting third, the right fielder Blake Paw. Batting cleanup is the DH Cheney Rogers. Batting fifth, first baseman Ryan Sullivan. Justin Vandebrake will play center and bat sixth. The catcher is Shane Marshall. Third baseman is Justin Cook, and the shortstop Taishi Nakawaki, batting in the 9th spot for the Bucs today. The starting pitcher for the Bucs, left-handed sophomore from Gonzaga, Mason Wells. He'll get the nod on the mound, and it does look like we might have a national anthem here. And we'll take a break here momentarily as we honor America with our national anthem. Wow, what a rendition there. Nice national anthem. And we are ready to play baseball. So the Bucs are on the field. The Chinooks are getting ready to bat for the top of the first inning. These games are all sevens. So it's just an exhibition ball game today, as all the showcase games will be this weekend. We'll have to see if we can drum up a score from that first game. I think the Miners won. It was the Miners and the Oilers in game 1 of the showcase. 4-1, the Miners took that one. So the games don't count and the stats don't count. It's simply a showcase for these guys' abilities and talents in front of these scouts. So here's the lineup for the Chinooks today, this afternoon. This is a lineup that I wrote out. The Chinooks are 9-22 on the year. They're led by 8th-year head coach John Groth. That's me. Dalton Smith is running the show down in the dugout today. He's doing a great job as an assistant all summer. And Chris Beck will be running the show on the pitching. Troy Hervey is also a pitching coach. And Sam Potter, also an assistant coach for the Chinooks. Leading off, the second baseman is Mason Corbett. Batting second, center fielder Jess Davis. Batting third, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Jack D'Amelio. And batting ninth for the Chinooks, shortstop Pate Fullerton. The starting pitcher for the Chinooks will be right-handed senior from Biola, Joey Levitt. And Chinooks will use 5 pitchers in this first showcase game. And there goes the throw down from Shane Marshall, and we're moments from first pitch here at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. Game time temperature 65 degrees. Northwesterly breeze at 8 miles an hour, and the flag's blowing straight down at the moment, so not much push at the moment for these right-handed hitters. When we got here today, Josh, the wind was blowing out the left a little bit.
Yeah, it was, and it looks to be a great day compared to last week with how hot it was. It was right back for Texas. We're both from Texas, and Tyler for Coach Groth, and then Dallas for here as ball 1 flies in high and inside.
First pitch is ball 1 at 4:12, so we're underway a little bit late, but glad you're with us. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Mason Corbett not getting cheated on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. All-Star team will be decided here today. We'll have news on that tomorrow. Next pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Left-handed sophomore from Gonzaga, Mason Wells, the starting pitcher for the Bucs. Wearing their white pinstripes today. Chinooks with the blue tops and the gray pants. So fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out, just getting started here in Anchorage. Coach Smith down in the third base box. Got his short sleeve pullover on today. Sam Potter union up down in the first base coach's box for the Chinooks. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, couldn't hold up, and Corbett is a strikeout victim. And there's 1 out here in inning number 1.
Mason Wells is going to face 4 lefties to start off the game, then 4 righties, and then Pate Fullerton will be the 5th lefty in the lineup to clean up the lineup for the Chinooks as the 9-hole shortstop.
Yeah, we've got a lot of lefties on our club this year. It's kind of a luxury that it's nice to have. A lot of left-on-left matchups, though, with Mason Wells here early on. First pitch to Jess Davis, the center fielder, is inside ball 1.
Davis comes in 266 average with 29 hits on the season, the most hits for the Chinooks.
Nice. 1-0 pitch, and that ball's hit deep right field, going back and out of here. Jess Davis has just gone yard in the showcase.
Yeah, it's the first fastball inside he got, and for a strike, he's able to just belt it out of here, puts the Chinooks up by 1. That's his 2nd home run this season, and his 2nd home run here at Mulcahy Stadium.
Good for Jess. He's really, last 3 ball games, he's really turned things around, and not that he needed to do that, but again, you noted that he's leading the Chinooks in base hits, but he's hitting the ball with authority the last 3 ball games. Some extra base hits, and he leads this one off with a home run to right field. 1-0 Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton with a big hack on a fastball. Fouls it straight back for strike 1.
Yeah, Jess Davis, I mean, in his last 2 games, he's got 4 hits in 9 at-bats, and 3 of those hits have been extra base hits with a double and 2 triples.
So Jess really turning it up a notch here the last couple days. Breaking pitch misses high and in tight. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. We had a flyover during the Anthem. There's not a game here in Alaska where we don't have flyovers.
You're absolutely
we have flyovers every ball game, whether it's at Chugiak or in Anchorage or out in Kenai. Fouled straight back, and J. Paul stays alive here with a 1-2 count.
And usually it's multiple flyovers throughout the game.
The whole game. And if you Google Mulcahy Stadium and airplane accident, we've actually had a little twin engine crash here. Little looper into right, base hit for J. Paul, and he's 1 for 1 on the day. So
J. Paul, one of those guys as well who's seen his average rise up from 243 all the way up to 259. And over these last few games, in fact, on July 7th, July 9th, recent history for him. He's got 2 hits in both games, and really having a great season. Started out a little slow, but has really carried it forward. And the next guy up with Hayden Keller, he's done the same thing.
Here's Hayden Keller. First time in the showcase game. And that's a wild pitch, and Marshall rifles it down, but J. Paul scurries down to second base on the wild pitch. So, boy, things are starting out nicely here for the Chinooks in this showcase game. Home run by Jess Davis to right field. I couldn't see it off the bat. That's why I had to look up, and I saw the right fielder go back, and it's hard to call this because a little bright up here, and I lost it. So I lost my opportunity to have a nice home run call. That pitch misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Hayden Keller, stepping in from the left side. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. Home plate umpire Tom Swoboda. Marcus Dolan out at first base and Stacy Dunbar down at third base. Umpiring crew, 3-man crew today. 2 balls and a strike, 1 away. J. Paul out at second base. The pitch. Fouled straight back. Hayden Keller with a nice rip at that one.
As for Mason Wells, he comes in with a 2-1 record this season. He's making his 5th start and 5th appearance, 4.03 ERA, and he's pitched 1 time against every team, opposing team in this league.
Well, it's a quality league, and it's awful nice to get experience against all the clubs. It's not always the case. Sometimes the way the schedule works, we have seen a lot of pitchers multiple times as Chinooks, and you don't always get to pitch against all of them. But the left-hander from Gonzaga, a little rough go here at the start. Most of these pitchers are only going to get 1 or 2 innings in these showcase games. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Took something off the off speed, and Hayden Keller goes down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Mason Wells, and that'll bring up Ethan English, the designated hitter, with 2 away, and J. Paul Fullerton out at second base.
Wells picked up the win against the Chinooks on July 6th. That's the last time he actually made an appearance. 6 innings on the mound, 3 earned runs, and 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Well, he struck out 2 Chinooks here in the first. Fastball in there, strike 1.
Out at Gonzaga with the Bulldogs in his freshman year. He actually had some playing time this past year, 2-4 record, and his best outing was against Portland. 7 innings, got the win, 4 hits given up, and 2 runs.
Here's the 0-1. It's off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Top of the first, just getting going here in Anchorage. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Well, I'll have the first 2, and Josh will take us through the middle 3, and then I'll finish it up. Long fly ball, but foul. Ethan got all of that one. That's out by the football field. This ballpark is right next to a football stadium, and that one, that was on the track. Ethan, with some power this year, leads the Chinooks in home runs.
Yeah, he's got 4 this season, and 1 more than Hayden Keller, and now 2 guys with 2, Brandon Cody and Jess Davis.
The 1-2 pitch, and that got away from Wells. Nice job there by Shane Marshall to catch that one, almost a wild pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the board. 1-0 Chinooks. We're in the top of the first 2019 Scout Showcase. Fastball misses low. And that'll run the count to 3-2. Brandon Cody waits on deck for the Chinooks if Ethan English reaches. Here's the payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. So Ethan English will trot down to first base with the first walk of the ball game by Mason Wells. He's got 2 strikeouts, but also has given up a couple of base hits. One a solo homer by Jess Davis, and a single to right by J. Paul Fullerton. So here is Brandon Cody with 2 on and 2 out.
And although Ethan English walks there, you could see his power, just how strong he is, hitting that foul home run to the track on the football field in left field.
Fastball misses low and inside, ball 1 to Brandon Cody. Yeah, it's never a bad thing to hit a foul home run when the scouts are in the stands, right?
That's absolutely true.
Well, these guys got a little nervousness today. It's not often you got so many watching eyes that are associated with professional baseball, but that's why we try to encourage them just to relax and let the ability that the Lord gave them come out today and play hard. 2 balls and no strikes now to Brandon Cody. First at bat of the ball game for Chinook right fielder. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, 3-0. Well, here's the other thing about this showcase that Brandon Cody right now, I can promise you he doesn't want to walk. So that thing's close. He's probably going to take a hack at it. Yeah, you want to get their rips in. Here's the pitch. And just missed off the plate, ball 4. So back-to-back walks here with 2 away. The bases are loaded with fish for Daniel Freeman. Chinooks have brought 7 to the plate here in inning number 1. And with the bases loaded, the Chinook first baseman steps to the plate. J. Paul Fullerton at third. English at second. And Cody at first. First pitch is in there, strike 1.
Yeah, Freeman yesterday, great game, 6-7 loss for the Chinooks, but Freeman, 2 hits in his 3 at-bats, and a walk, came around to score a few times as well.
The 0-1 and a healthy hack right there by Daniel, and he fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-0 Chinooks, top of the first inning. Wells comes set, the pitch. That's low, good block by Marshall, saves a run there. Got the turf infield here at Mulcahy Stadium, grass outfield. And 325 down the lines, 410 straight away. A lot of room out there in the gaps. Left-hander comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Little looper into center. That's going to fall in. 1 run scores. And here comes a second run. 3-0 Chinooks on the RBI single off the bat of Daniel Freeman.
Oh, it's a big at-bat for Freeman. I mean, he just waited patiently, 1-2 count, and able to still put the ball in play, and that's where the Chinooks have needed to do, but we're going to end this inning on that base hit.
All right, not exactly sure what's going on here, but we'll take a break. Be back in a minute for the bottom of the second inning. Your score after 1/2 inning is Chinooks 3, and the Bucs coming to the plate. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you. Josh Salem to my right. Let's go through the batting lineup for the Anchorage Bucs. Leading off is the second baseman, Cole Tate. Batting second, Chad Castillo, the left fielder. Right fielder, Blake Paul, bats third. The cleanup hitter is DH Cheney Rogers. Ryan Sullivan is the big first baseman for the Bucs. He'll bat 5th. Justin Vanderbrake is the center fielder. He'll bat 6th. The 7th hitter of the day is Shane Marshall. He's the catcher. Justin Cook bats 8th and plays third base. And Taishi Nakawaki is the shortstop. He'll bat 9th for the Bucs. Defensively for the Chinooks, Hayden Keller out in left field. Jess Davis in center. Brandon Cody in right. Jack D'Amelio at third. Pate Fullerton at short. Mason Corbett at second. Daniel Freeman at first. J. Paul Fullerton just gunned the ball down to second. And on the mound for the Chinooks, 6'2" and 180, right-handed senior from Biola University out of Garden Grove, California, Joey Levitt. And we heard from Joey's dad a moment ago on the pregame interview. Didn't get a chance to hear that. I'd encourage you to go back and listen after the ball game. But I got to play with Joey's dad 37 years ago. First pitch from Joey, going to miss inside, ball 1.
Well, Joey coming in his 13th appearance, ties Hannes Kendrick with the most, and 18 innings this season, 20 hits given up, and a 0-0 record, making his first start today.
Fly ball to right field. Cody over in foul territory, and he gathers that one in for the first out of the bottom of the first. F09 if you're scoring at the house. And here's Chad Castillo, the left fielder.
Yeah, Castillo yesterday, the 2-run home run against the Chinooks in the top of the 9th inning that helped them win the ball game 7-6.
Yeah, he's probably their most productive hitter, and he has proven that against the Chinooks this year for sure. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind up. The 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside. 2-0.
Castillo, one of 3 guys on the team for the Bucs who have a 300 average, and he's at the middle of those. 327 average with 37 hits, leads the team.
Popped out of play, and it's 2 balls and a strike to the Buck left fielder. Bucks wearing the pinstripes today. I kind of like those uniforms. You got some of the guys wearing the pants up with the black stirrups and the yellow stripes. 2-1 pitch. Popped out of play down the left side, and it's 2-2. So after falling behind 2-0, Joey Levitt's gotten right back into this count in his 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 away. Cole Tate popped out to right field to open the inning for the Bucks. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good off speed right there, and Castillo is out number 2. Strikeout number 1 for Joey Levitt.
Well, Joey Levitt, from fastball to off speed, he's just so accurate with his locations, does a great job keeping hitters off balance, and he's going to try and do so against Blake Paw as well.
Well, location is what it's all about. If you can spot your pitches, no matter how hard you throw, you're going to have a chance to be successful. Here is Blake Paw, the right fielder, and this guy has had the Chinooks number all season. I think, has he got 6 home runs?
7, yeah, he leads the league.
Leads the league in homers. I think at least 4 of them are against us, I think. 1-0 pitch. That ball's high, deep, left field. It's got a chance, and it's gone. There's home run number 8 for Blake Paw, and it comes at a big time for him in the showcase, and that'll reduce the lead to 3-1.
Well, he put a good swing on it, and, I mean, he's almost dead pull. Everything he swings at pretty much goes to the left side. You see Pate Fullerton, the shortstop, shading him typically in regular games in the 5-6 hole. And, you know, he connects on a good pitch there from Joey Levitt, trying to work him inside, and connects with one, drives it out to left field.
Well, it's a warm day, and it's getting warmer, and that ball carried pretty well to left field. We don't have a big wind today, but the atmosphere today is going to be conducive for the right-handed hitters that get the ball up in the air a little bit. So, first pitch to left-handed batting DH, Janie Rogers misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Got up under the hands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Levitt from the windup. Catches the outside corner. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, really good location there on that off-speed pitch.
Well, Paul has half his home runs, 4 of 8
There you go.
against the Chinooks.
All right. 1-2 pitch. Off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are surrounded by ballparks here at Mulcahy. We've got soccer fields, baseball fields, and football fields all around. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. So after Levitt had retired the first two Bucs, Paul homers to left, and now Cheney with a single to right. So 1 aboard with 2 away. Here's Ryan Sullivan, another dangerous Buck hitter. I know he's given us fits all season as well.
As has Cheney Rogers, who just drew the single. He had the 2-run walk-off home run here at Mulcahy against the Chinooks earlier this season.
Line drive off the glove of Levitt, and it'll fall in front of Mason Corbett for a single. Well, Joey stuck his glove out. It was a liner right back at him, and he did well to react to get the glove on it, but he got just enough of it to prevent it from getting to the infielders behind him, and that'll go as an infield single. 1B1 if you're scoring at the house. 2 on, 2 outs for Justin Vanderbrake, the center fielder.
Yeah, Vanderbrake, one of 2 community college players. The second is Taisha Nakawaki at El Camino Community College. We'll see him 9th up, but Justin Vanderbrake, the Tacoma Community College, and he's been playing second base typically against the Chinooks. He gets the start in center today.
Here's the first pitch. Takes a hack at a breaking pitch, fouls it straight back, and it's 0-1. Really nice vantage point from this press box. Got the, up at the catbird seat here, got the great view. And just a perfect day. Boy, I know you guys were cooking up here last week.
Oh, man.
Today, it's perfect. We got a little breeze blowing in here. Next pitch. In there for a strike. It's 0-2. Tom Swoboda with a little bit of a delay there on that strike call. But this is an absolutely picture-perfect day for baseball. 65 degrees at game time. Just a slight breeze that picks up just every once in a while. Breaking pitch misses off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right on right matchup. Vanderbrake and Joey Levitt, senior from Biola out of Garden Grove, California. Going from the stretch with 2 runners aboard. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Good block by J. Paul behind the plate. Keeps the runners from advancing, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away. Bottom of inning number 1. 2019 Scout Showcase here. Exhibition games from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage. 2-2 pitch. Just missed inside. I'm not sure I could have taken it with 2. And it's full count now on Justin Vanderbrake. Shane Marshall would be next for the Bucs. And the payoff pitch. Pops it up. This should do it. Pate Fullerton underneath it at short. And he'll gobble that one up for out number 3. That'll do it for the Bucs. They do get 1 run on 3 hits. They leave 2 on. We'll head to the top of inning number 2. Your score from Mulcahy here in Anchorage, it's the Chinooks 3 and the Bucs 1. Welcome back to Anchorage. Dr. John Groth, Josh Salem on the call today. And we got a new pitcher for the Bucs.
Yeah, the new pitcher is Spencer Long, who's the 6'1", 185 right-handed reliever out of El Camino Junior College in his sophomore year there, and coming out of the hometown of El Segundo, California. And he looks to have a pretty good day today in relief for Mason Wells. Wells couldn't get out of the first inning, literally. He left the inning with 2 outs and a base hit up the middle, and that's the first time we've seen that, Coach Groth.
Yeah, so what they're doing, I guess, is they're doing the pitch count thing. So these guys, and the hard part about this whole showcase thing is it comes on the heels. We played last night, so we got some pitchers that are, kind of out of commission today, and we'll probably throw in this thing tomorrow. So first pitch from Long in there, strike one. This is Jack D'Amelio, the third baseman for the Chinooks.
Yeah, and for Long, he's only appeared in 1 game so far, and he pitched 2 innings, and 11-8 win for the Bucs against the Chinooks.
0-1 pitch misses inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's given up 1 hit all season.
Well, some of these clubs will have guys come in and fill some gaps, and that's what this guy's done. Next pitch is going to miss. It's 2 balls and a strike. Jack D'Amelio is the 8th batter in the Chinook lineup, 8-9-1 for the Chinooks here in inning number 2. 2-1 pitch. This is inside.
Long really trying to work inside here to Jack D'Amelio. We haven't seen a pitch move away just yet.
3-1, nobody on, nobody out, top of inning number 2. 3-1 Chinooks. Little chopper to short. This is Nakawaki on the run. Nicely done there. And there's 1 away. 6-3 if you're scoring at the house. 1 away, and here's Pate Fullerton. First time today. Pate, the younger brother of J. Paul, Chinook catcher.
Pretty exciting for Pate as well. He's about 4 weeks ago committed to play with his brother J. Paul. J. Paul's senior year, and then it'll be Pate who'll try and stay as a UAB Blazer at the University of Alabama new commit.
Yeah, how cool is that? Be able to play summer ball with your brother, and also to go on to their 4-year university and play with him that's something they'll be able to cherish the rest of their lives. So, no balls and a strike after the fastball caught the plate. Breaking pitch, and that catches the heart of the plate. And it's quickly 0-2 on the Chinook shortstop. Right-handed sophomore Spencer Long, the windup, pops it up. Shortstop's under it. This is Nakawaki, and gobbles that one up for out number 2. So he's handled both plays here this inning. First a 6-3 and now an F6. Back to the top we go. Here's Mason Corbett for the second time. Struck out swinging back in the first inning.
Corbett, the best average on the team, 295, just under 300, but trying to add to his 23 hits this season.
First pitch to Mason misses, ball 1.
It's always nice when your family comes up too. Mason Corbett's family is currently here in Alaska.
Yep. 1-0 pitch. And it's going to miss. 2-0. My wife Kitty and I actually have known Sherm and his wife Julie for a long time. Actually, before Mason was born, we knew Mason's parents. So, long-time Aggie friends. Spent some time at Texas A&M as an assistant coach and did my doctoral work there. So, it's been good to reconnect with Sherm and Julie this week as well. 2-1 pitch. Little chopper foul. Make the play, Sam. Oh, no sausage there. He's going to flip the ball into the stands. Give somebody a souvenir.
I don't even know how sausage got started, but the inside joke there of bobbling a ball, they call it sausage.
Anytime a ball is misplayed, it's a sausage. Foul ball at home plate. Mason will get another chance. So if any of the coaches or players happen to mishandle a baseball and it trickles away from them, it's an instant sausage call from either the bullpen or the Chinook dugout. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Look out! And Mason Corbett, for about the 4th time this summer, lost his bat, and it went flying into the bleachers over towards his parents.
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering how close it got to them.
And, Troy Hervey is telling him, hold on to that thing. He's going to get a little stickum off the glove of Jess Davis.
the 7th for the Chinooks this season, and all left-handed hitters.
I don't know if I quite understand that. He actually uses 2 gloves, and boy, that stickum they put on the bat is super sticky. So
Yeah.
it's kind of amazing that we've had so many bats fly into the stands this year, but he'll get another chance. I guess he fouled it off.
He did.
Okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Just off the plate. And Corbett will run the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Both bat and ball went towards the right side, and the
All
bat
right.
went farther than the ball.
Spencer Long, another fastball, and Corbett fouls it back. We'll stay alive, and we'll do it again at 3-2.
It actually lodged itself on the foul ball right between the bumper of a car, one of the avalanches.
Awesome. 3-2, 2 outs. The next pitch. Breaking pitch, got him. Corbett got caught looking, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for sophomore Spencer Long. And a donut on the board. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The score remains Chinooks 3 and Bucs 1. Welcome back to Anchorage. Bottom of inning number 2. Joey Levitt on for another inning of work. These games are scripted out for most of the clubs. I know that the way I've done the lineups for these 2 days, we'll script it out. Some of the position players will play the first half of the ball game. Others will substitute in, and the pitchers are scripted out. Joey gets the first 2. Then it'll be Brian Cardone, Corbin Barker, Daniel Freeman, and Ethan English on the mound for the Chinooks. First pitch to Shane Marshall, a little squibber that's going to go fair. And J. Paul alertly picks it up and throws him out. Boy, you don't see that very often. It went off the end of the bat, had that really odd spin that brought it back right on top of the foul line. J. Paul jumped out, grabbed it, threw it down to Daniel Freeman for out number 1.
Well, the biggest thing for J. Paul was he just saw it early. He kept his eyes on the ball, went for it midway down the first base line, and waited for it to go into fair territory, picked it up, and Shane Marshall had to go a step around him just to try and get to first.
Here's Justin Cook now for the first time today, and then Joey Levitt drops a strike in there. It's 0-1. Ground ball third. This is Jack D'Amelio over there. Catches it, throws across, 2 up, 2 down.
And 2 ground balls, and Joey Levitt, typically a ground ball pitcher, throws his stuff low and likes to get ground balls, and the Chinooks have turned more double plays than any team in the league because of it.
Well, and Joey does a good job of pounding the strike zone. Here's the 9-hitter, Taishi Nakawaki. First time today for the Bucs shortstop. Steps in from the right side. Right on right matchup. Breaking pitch misses low, ball 1.
El Camino Community College sophomore out of Torrance, California, 5'10", 180, shortstop.
Strong arm. And that breaking pitch, I don't know, might have been a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Does a great job fielding, Nakawaki does. He almost is like a vacuum at shortstop.
Yep. High fly ball left field. Hayden Keller drifting back on the warning track, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Joey Levitt. F7 if you're scoring at the house. And the Chinooks will hold on to a 3-1 lead. I'll turn it over to my partner in a moment. Back in just a minute. You're watching Chinook Baseball in the 2019 Scout Showcase. And welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. We're at Mulcahy Stadium for the 2019 Scout Showcase. This is game number 2 of the day, and to take you through the middle 3 innings is my broadcast partner, Josh Salem.
Yeah, Jess Davis will lead us off, and Jess, the first inside strike of a fastball that he had in his first at-bat, he brought in the first run, bombed to right field right over the Hillcorp, Alaska sign, and Blake Paul just waved goodbye at it and knew it immediately off the bat. Ground ball to the right side. They shaded him in the hole. Good play by the second baseman who fields and throws to first, Cole Tate. The Georgia Bulldog will rob Jess Davis of a second hit.
Really nice play there at second base by Cole Tate, who has been playing on the left side of the infield most of the summer. Ranged well to his left, and Jess Davis gets down the line as quick as anyone in the league. And Kate had to get rid of it quickly. He did so, and that's a nice play.
Yeah, Jess Davis, speaking of how quick he is, he does a great job of stealing bases. Last year, 48 stolen bases for UAB. Smashed to right field, right into the jumping glove of the 6'5" first baseman Ryan Sullivan. Will take away a second hit from J. Paul Fullerton. He's 1 for 2 today.
Well, J. Paul has been barreling balls up all summer long. He barreled that one up, and if Sullivan's not 6'5", that's extra bases for J. Paul.
Well, and even when you just hit the ball hard, if it's right at somebody, scouts note that.
Yep, no question.
They take note of that for sure. Spencer Long, the windup again, and Hayden Keller taking strike 1. Good fastball in the outer half. He struck out swinging in the first for out number 2. Keller awaiting with the 3-1 ball game here in the top of the third. Ground ball to first.
Make the play. No sausage.
No sausage. Sam getting a lot of action here these last 2 innings.
Sam's 2 for 2. Yeah, he just made note to the dugout, who's giving him some props down there. He's got a smile on his face. Sam's did a good job, as has Dalton and Troy as assistant coaches for me. And check swing. And they called it strike 3. I guess the umpires want to keep it moving.
Yeah, Stacy Dunbar, third base umpire, says that Hayden Keller went around. It was definitely close, but nonetheless, 3-3 down inning, a second time for Spencer Long. Will we see him in the fourth? We'll let you know. It's 3-1. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Back for the bottom of the third, Brian Cardone will relieve Joey Levitt to pitch for 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, and had 1 strikeout. And, Coach, you got some numbers on Cardone for us?
Brian Cardone, 6'1", 200-pounder, right-handed senior out of Trinity University from Katy, Texas. On the summer, Brian is 0-2 with a 12 ERA. He's thrown 12 innings, has struck out 9, and walked 13. So Brian Cardone will get the 3rd inning here today for the Chinooks, wearing their navy blue tops with the red numerals, Chinooks across the chest. Got the blue paneled hat with the red panel in the front and the gray pants today. And Brian will have to face the top of the lineup, Tate, Castillo, and Paul.
Colt Tate today, a foul fly out down the right field line, caught by Brandon Cody to open up the ball game offensively for the Bucs. Chinooks lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardone's first pitch off the plate with the fastball, and Colt Tate, the Georgia Bulldog, one of 3 Bulldogs on the team.
Yeah, I think they have some rules. I don't know exactly what they are. You can only have so many guys, and 3 might be the limit from any one college to go and play on any one summer league team. Otherwise, you might have, developmental teams.
Right.
You might have the Bulldogs North in Alaska if you had more Bulldogs on the on one club. So you will see sometimes some guys from the same university on different squads up here.
Yeah, there's quite a few from Texas A&M on multiple squads. The
Yep.
2-1 count now as the curveball misses low, but there's actually about 6 Bulldogs on this team for the Bucs, but they come from 2 different schools. It's Gonzaga Bulldogs and the Bulldogs from Georgia. That fastball missing low, a 3-1 count here from Brian Cardone. Trying to work quickly, and no question that Brian Cardone definitely has some heat behind his fastball. He's a 2-way guy, plays shortstop and hits for Trinity University. That one fouled away down the right field line.
Well, Tate having trouble catching up to that fastball, and as you said, Brian, good strong arm. At times, the command is an issue, and that's part of why he's up here, trying to get a little better, refine his skills.
And a walk is going to lead off this bottom of the 3rd inning. The fastball tried to work him low, and ultimately it misses downstairs, scooped up by J. Paul Fullerton. Will bring up Chad Castillo, who struck out swinging for out number 1 in the 1st.
First walk of the day for Chinook pitching. Joey Levitt did not walk a batter in his 2 innings of work. He did strike out 1. And here is Castillo, the left fielder, stepping in from that left side.
Castillo trying to get it to the next guy as well, but show off his power. He definitely has a lot of power in his bat. With 1 home run this season, that fastball missing way inside to J. Paul Fullerton, who's able to corral it. And we mentioned teammates on the team. I'm not sure if Justin Fox is in the running for today. You may be seeing him on the mound tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll pitch tomorrow.
But both guys are from Trinity University. The fastball missing just low, as called by Swoboda behind the plate.
Yeah, we've got a couple of teammates in Cardone and Fox, and then, of course, the Biola guys, Hannes Kindreich and Joey Levitt.
UAB guys.
And we got some UAB teammates. So we got a handful of guys that have played college ball together as well. And most of these clubs do have some type of dynamic like that up here in Alaska. If you look at the rosters, there's usually 2 or 3 guys that are from the same school.
Yeah, every team has multiple guys from a school at some point on their roster, whether it's a pitcher and a position player or multiple position players. And for the Chinooks, the majority of them are pitchers together, and we've got some sets of brothers as well.
2 sets of brothers. That's pretty cool.
That pitch is going to miss low and outside, back-to-back walks to open up this 3rd inning. Brings up Blake Paw, who had the solo home run in the 1st inning.
Well, he's got a chance to do some more damage here with 2 on and nobody out. One of the things, and I don't know what the rule is, but I don't think you can have more than 3 on a team. So I don't think I've ever seen more than 3 in my 8 years of being up here in the ABL, and I think that rule is still in existence.
And the Chinooks now have 4 because of Peyton Fullerton committing to UAB,
Right,
but in
right.
the fall he's not currently there. First pitch is off speed, misses low.
Well, Brian's shown a good breaking pitch. He's shown good velocity on the fastball. He's just trying to find Tom Svoboda's strike zone here.
And the Chinooks will look for a double play for the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. We mentioned it earlier, they do a great job turning it, and the guy to do it here, when he's not hitting home runs, he typically rolls over to the left side to Peyton Fullerton, who's shading him on the left side of the field between the 6-5 hole. Mason Corbett as well shading the second baseman right behind the bag of second base. Cole Tate drew the walk to open up this inning. He's at second base, and Chad Castillo the walk a moment ago at first.
We started shading Paw a couple of games ago. We started shifting him, and we moved our second baseman pretty much right behind second. Mason's hanging around the bag pretty closely. And if you look at Paw's spray chart, it's almost exclusively to that left side.
4-pitch walk will miss inside from the fastball, and that is the third straight walk here for Brian Cardone. It'll send J. Paul Fullerton out for a conversation with Cardone.
Well, obviously these guys want to showcase themselves as best they can, and J. Paul out just going to have a word to settle Brian down a bit. Brian's a guy that actually these scouts would be very interested in watching because of his arm strength. And, you know, the truth of the matter is one of the things you can't teach is arm strength. You can work on it and you can increase velocity, but sometimes, you know, there's only so much that the Lord's given you in terms of the ability to throw a baseball fast. Now, locating it, that's another thing. And we saw that from Joey Levitt the first couple innings. He did a great job of locating pitches. So Brian's got good velocity on it, but needs to start throwing some strikes here.
Fastball misses just off the plate. It's been around the plate. Many of his pitches have missed low and getting on top of the fastball, but just hasn't been able to accurately get it across Tom Svoboda's strike zone. 1-0 count, no outs. Chinooks will look for a double play just to get through this one, and a ground ball foul down the first base line on the rollover from Rogers, who hit a single to right field in his first at bat.
Well, and the other thing that makes it tough is when you don't command the zone as closely as you'd like to, that umpire starts, you know, the close pitches, you're not going to get those close calls. Brian's made some good pitches since coming into the ball game, but hopefully an umpire is not going to give you those close ones if you're not consistently close. I don't know where that one. Brian's going to have to throw it down the other middle. I don't know.
Yeah, Svoboda does not like the low pitch by any means, and he has not called it since the Chinooks have been playing up here this season in the ABL. Does not really like to call the low strike zone at the knees, and so that pitch just happens to miss. I'll have to bring it up a few inches. That pitch is smashed to right center. There's a chance it could get out of here. Brandon Cody going back, and it will. A grand slam for Cheney Rogers will bring in the first 3 walks. So Tate, Castillo, Paw will touch them all with Rogers, as it is now a change of lead on the 4-run home run. It's 5-3. The Bucs ahead over the Chinooks. No outs here in the bottom of the third.
Well, it's not the home run that hurt you there. It's the guys that preceded him on the walks. And so that's been a little bit of the Achilles heel for us this summer, for sure. I've talked to our guys many times after the ball game of trying to make teams earn runs, and with 3 walks before the home run, that was the case right there. So now you got a chance to maybe regroup a little bit and go at a really good hitter in Ryan Sullivan.
Now Sullivan, the infield single in his first at bat. He'll swing through the curveball first pitch from Cardone. That's the 4th hit for the home team of the Bucs in this showcase, and the second home run today. Third home run today. Second for the Bucs, as Blake Paw and Cheney Rogers, 3-4 hitters, now have a home run and a grand slam.
Sullivan with a healthy hack at that pitch. Brian's done a really nice job here of settling in and getting ahead of a really good hitter. Ryan Sullivan has done some damage against us this year for sure.
Yeah, Sullivan, last time Chinooks played the Bucs here, had a 3-run home run in the first inning out of left center field. He'll take a curveball, strike 3, and the first out is made. So following the grand slam, Brian Cardone settling in now and does a good job the inside front door curveball for out number 1.
Awesome job there by Brian. After giving up the big home run, comes right back and makes 3 quality pitches and really froze a really good hitter on that last pitch.
Vanderbrake flew out to shortstop to end the first, and Chinooks looking for 2 more outs here. That one fouled away and out of play down the right field line. Cardone, he gets out number 1 here, and Coach, you can speak a little bit to this. After pitchers give up a big hit, do they typically settle in?
Well, how about settling in more than getting upset about it and locking in? Sometimes, for whatever reason, maybe the emotional side of the game, but you're frustrated, you're mad, and all of a sudden you start, pitching like you can. So it happens sometimes, and it's a great response to some adversity, and so it's a good sign for Brian.
That is the first ball in 6 pitches that Brian Cardone has thrown inside. It was a good pitch, located inside, but Vanderbrake will skirt back, and he'll work with a 1-2 disadvantage count as Cardone looks for his second strikeout and second out of the inning. Pitch will get him swinging as he swings on the outside curveball, 2 back-to-back strikeouts, and he'll try and get Shane Marshall, the catcher, who's up for a second time today, who led off the second inning with a ground out. That was the capper right off the end that J. Paul Fullerton ran down and threw him out at first.
Well, you can see Brian is all business now since that home run, and he's really locked in and throwing good pitches. So really good response here from the senior from Trinity. And he is locked and loaded.
Yeah, that inside fastball hummed in there for sure.
What you need to do is you need to get that out of your system down in the bullpen, right? That's what I used to tell my pitchers. Throw that first inning down there. By the time you get in your rhythm, you're in a real game.
Oh, 1 pitch, man. Way out in front was Marshall, and he'll swing right over the curveball. 0-2 count, and there is not, in these last 3 batters, there's not been a time where Brian Cardone has fallen behind in the count.
He is very focused, and see if he can strike the side out here.
Jamming him inside with the fastball. Good job by Marshall just to spoil it and foul it out of play.
Well, you just love to see this, and I can promise you too, these scouts like to see this. When I would go watch guys play as a college coach, I wanted them to experience some adversity to see how they handled it, and it's a great response from Brian here today.
Curveball, ground ball through the middle as Marshall is on for the first time today with a single. Did a good job, just a little bit higher up with the curveball, left it a little up, and a good job by Marshall to sit back on it, drive it right past second base. So that'll bring up Justin Cook, who's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to Jack D'Amelio at third base for out number 2 in the second inning.
It's the 8th batter of the inning for the Bucs. So I don't know what. I guess they're leaving it up to each dugout to decide how many pitches each pitcher will throw.
Ground ball in the hole to Fullerton. He dives. It will try and throw to second, but safely standing up is Marshall. And that will be it as the defense going to come in. So the Chinooks got 2 outs in the bottom of the third, give up 4 runs on the grand slam from Cheney Rogers, but it was, as Coach mentioned, the 3 walks to Tate, Castillo, and Paw that led off the inning, and just the big hit of Rogers. But 2 strikeouts for Brian Cardone. Did a great job, threw a lot of strikes, and back-to-back hits will end the inning from Marshall and Cook. When we come back, we're going to the top of the 4th. It's a 5-3 ball game. The Bucs have taken the lead over the Chinooks, and coming back out for his 3rd inning is Spencer Long. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, Josh Salem with Head coach for the Chinooks in his 8th season, John Groth, and your broadcasters today. Top of the 4th we go. It's a 5-3 ball game. Chinooks gave up 4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Spencer Long is out for his 3rd inning of work. He's done a great job today. 3 up, 3 down inning in the 2nd, 3 up, 3 down inning in the 3rd, recording a strikeout in both of those innings, and he'll face the heart of the order with 5, 6, 7, Ethan English, Brandon Cody, Daniel Freeman. First pitch is a curveball in the outside corner for strike 1.
Well, one of the things that the Bucs and Pilots have to deal with this weekend is they're actually playing 3 games in this showcase. It's a two-day showcase, and so Game 1, Oilers-Miners, was at 1 today. Of course, this game going on now, Chinooks-Bucs, and then at 7 tonight, it'll be Pilots and Bucs. So these Buck pitchers actually are going to be extended a little longer than the Chinook pitchers. We only play 2 games in the showcase. The Bucs play 3. So they're going to have to stretch their guys out a little bit on the mound, and that's why you're seeing Spencer Long here for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, he's also just done a great job, gotten 6 straight batters out.
Yeah, he's keeping his pitch count down.
He is. He's working off speed in there, and this one popped up and out of play by Ethan English. Still working a 1-2 count. The first ball, a pitch ago, missed on a changeup, blocked up behind the plate by the catcher Shane Marshall.
So 1-4-7 today, 1-4-7 tomorrow. The Chinooks will play the 1 o'clock game tomorrow.
Fastball taken upstairs and off the plate. And then on Sunday, it's the 1 p.m. Home Run Derby. Chinooks will have a few guys in there, as will every team. And then the 4 p.m. ABL All-Star Game.
Yep, and we should know by airtime tomorrow, Josh, who's on the All-Star team for the Chinooks.
Right. 2-2 pitch awaits. Curveball does not break. It'll miss upstairs. Looked to be some type of off-speed. Just didn't happen to break. It's a full count, no outs. And Ethan English, who drew the walk in the 1st inning, has a chance to do it again, but he wants to hit. Instead, he'll swing through the outside fastball for the 3rd strikeout from Spencer Long.
Well, the other thing that these pitchers have to their advantage a little bit is that they know that these hitters are going to be more aggressive in the showcase. They know that the hitters probably don't want to draw a walk, and so they can probably get away with a few more 3-2 breaking pitches than maybe normally they would.
Or maybe spot up a fastball just a little bit off the plate, try and get him to chase. First pitch swinging, Brandon Cody drew a walk on 4 pitches in his first at-bat, and he'll swing here to open things up against Spencer Long. Talk a little bit about Brandon Cody, though, with his power and power to all sides of the field. Pokes one down the right field line, will tell foul.
Yeah, Brandon's done a nice job this summer, and he does. He uses the whole diamond. He's got good speed. He's got a good arm in right field. He's a pretty complete ball player, and he certainly had some really good moments for us this summer.
0-2 pitch misses high, and Brandon Cody, the Biola University outfielder. Again, we mentioned Joey Levitt from Biola and Hannes Kindreich. We'll see him at some point in the showcase, and a 1-2 pitch awaits here. Taken upstairs again. 2 straight fastballs miss up.
And we got Corbin Barker heating it up down that Chinook bullpen. He'll be next in line on the pitching for the Chinooks.
And that pitch missing away. Full count ensuing for the 2nd straight batter. English with the full count chased a fastball away, struck out, but Brandon Cody will have to try and connect with a pitch here. Hits one off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Going back is the shortstop Nakawaki. They will make the basket catch to rob Cody of a hit. And so the fly out to shortstop F6 for those keeping track. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, a 5-3 ball game. The Bucs leading the Chinooks by 2.
Nice play there by Nakawaki. That was not an easy play. And they communicated fairly well because Vandenbrake was coming in at breakneck speed there, and he saw that Taishi was under that ball, and like he described, he was a nice basket catch. Those are not easy plays to make.
Daniel Freeman today, a 2-run single, and he's going to be 2 for 2 today, smashing a fastball right up the middle. And Freeman, again, on for the 2nd time. He's done a great job this season as well. He started off the ABL with the most RBIs on the team, apart from Hayden Keller in that game against the Miners. He had the 2-out single to left field. Really has been going since then. Had a few rough spots, but never really just been streaky. Has been pretty consistent. When he gets on base as well, very high IQ on running. We saw him yesterday. Scored 3 times, and many times he went first to third yesterday on a wild pitch. Chopper to the shortstop. It'll be taken in front by Justin Cook, throws to first, and D'Amelio a second ground out today right off the end of the bat. But Freeman in the inning breaks up the 3 perfect innings by Spencer Long on the single up the middle. When we come back, it's the bottom of the 4th we go, 5-3 ball game. Bucs trying to add to their lead as they will have the 9-1-2 up with Taishi Nakawaki, Cole Tate, and Chad Castillo. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Corbin Barker, one of 2 Barker brothers for the Chinooks. The younger of the 2 comes in to pitch now for the Chinooks in the bottom of the 4th inning. He's trying to go 2 innings today, and we'll see what he does. The Chinooks gave up 4 runs last inning. They're trailing by 2. It's 5-3 as the defense is out there. It'll be Taishi Nakawaki, who flew out to left field for out number 3 in the 2nd inning. He'll lead us off as the 9-hole shortstop.
Barker, 6'3", 215, right-handed freshman. Headed to UC Irvine out of Ridgecrest, California.
Only player on the team who has not made it to college just yet. He'll start off the at-bat against Nakawaki with a strike on the outside corner, and he's got some zip behind his fastball as well.
Yeah, he's got a good strong arm. 0-2 on the summer with a 7.36 ERA. And Corbin has thrown 18 1/3, has struck out 16 and walked just 7. So pretty good numbers. He's getting some great experience as an incoming freshman for sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time working with college and getting to do this, come down and even play with his brother Michael, who's in his 2nd year down here in the ABL. A 1-2 count, no outs to Nakawaki, and his numbers don't necessarily speak as good as that's a ground ball to Jack D'Amelio. He's on it, and he'll throw it to first, but Corbin's numbers may not tell the whole story about how well he has actually done this season. Does a good job throwing a lot of strikes, and may give up a hit here and there, but really is settled in these last few times he's been out there.
Well, it's a huge adjustment to play high school baseball and to come up and play in the ABL, and Corbin's done a really nice job of just assimilating and competing with really high-level hitters, and he'll do nothing but get better because of his summer here in Alaska.
Barker with a strike to Cole Tate, who is 0 for 1 today, a foul fly out to right field in his first at bat and a walk. He has scored once last inning. Strike 2 on the changeup. An 0-2 count awaits for Cole Tate. Barker working quickly. He got a ground out for out number 1 against Nakawaki. The fastball thrown wide there, but good job by J. Paul Fullerton to corral it midway through the left-hander's batter's box. Outfield and infield straightaway defense. Wind picking up slightly to left field. And a ground ball hit to D'Amelio. We'll field it again. The throw to first is wide, and that's going to be an error against D'Amelio. Tried to throw it a little underneath with the sidearm and just to the right side of Daniel Freeman. And Freeman not really stretching there as a left-handed first baseman. He had to come off, and Cole Tate will reach with the first error for the Chinooks.
Yeah, Jack's elbow just dropped a little bit, and that ball sailed on him. And unfortunately for the Chinooks, that will give a base runner to the Bucs here with 1 out.
So Chad Castillo up next, who walked as well last inning, scored a run. He'll try and get one through the infield. Castillo has not necessarily the speed to beat out a ground ball double play, but if he typically hits the ball hard, if he finds Mason Corbett or Pate Fullerton, a double play will likely be had. It's off the end of the bat, fielded by D'Amelio. Throw to second, the throw to first, not going to happen as Mason Corbett had to come off the bag a little there, little up the line, but the force out on the fielder's choice is made for out number 2.
Yeah, like you called it right. The feed from Jack over at third pulled Mason off the bag, and he did well to get that lead runner. And the runner had actually peeled off, so Tate had peeled off. If he had gone straight in the bag, it might have been a closer play than it was.
Yeah, I think Castillo might have even just beat it out at first base anyways. It was just hit so softly. Ball in the dirt, fielded by Fullerton. Will hold up as Castillo makes it to second base and puts himself in scoring position for Blake Paugh. Paugh today, 2 runs scored, a home run in the first and a walk in the third.
Yeah, that was a wild pitch right there. J. Paul did a nice job of blocking it. It just bounced just a hair far enough away from him for Castillo to get to second.
A ground ball to shortstop as it'll be fielded by Pate Fullerton. The throw to first, the pick from Daniel Freeman, and what a throw
Really
by
nice
Pate
play.
Fullerton. And that'll be the third out. Good job by Corbin Barker as well. He picked up a few ground outs and just 1 error in the inning. So Cheney Rogers has to wait his turn for the 5th inning. It is the top of the 5th we go, 5-3. Chinooks trailing by 2 runs, and they will have the 9-1-2 of Pate Fullerton, Mason Corbett, and Jess Davis up to face a new pitcher when we come back. Well, we are back for the top of the 5th inning. Chinooks trail by 2. It's 5-3. Dylan Gardner, Patty McCormick, Jess Davis will come up to the plate, facing off against Keaton Chase, the new right-handed pitcher, in relief for Spencer Long, third pitcher today for the Bucs, and he'll get the 5th inning. Fastball starts it off to Dylan Gardner, the Oklahoma State Cowboy.
Chase Keaton, 6 foot 180. freshman from the University of Oregon out of San Diego, California.
And that a little off the plate. Good take on the fastball from Dylan Gardner. He'll work a 1-1 count, his first at bat here in the 2019 Scout Showcase. Pate Fullerton will have to wait till tomorrow for another at bat, as that pitch is just a little low.
Chase is 1-0 on the year with a 2.12 ERA. He has 17 innings pitched, struck out 19, walked just 8. This is his 9th game to appear in ABL play.
Been very successful against the Chinooks this season, and a big swing there. Has thrown 4 straight fastballs off the corner of the plate, and 2 of them have hit, 2 have been missed. It ties the count up at 2-2. And Dylan Gardner going to have to step out, wipe his eyes a little.
That wind is picking up a bit. The flag on the left field line is starting to flutter a bit.
That one poked up and out of play there, as it's going to go all the way back. And
got a flag well beyond the right field wall on that softball field back there.
Yep, and then the 2 flags on the left side of this field.
Right.
The ABL, or excuse me, the Alaska flag, I believe, is the blue one underneath the American flag. 2-2 count here, and the delivery. Poked into left field, shallow left field. The long run for Castillo, and he will make the grab 2 feet in fair territory for out number 1 here in the 5th. We'll bring up Patty McCormick in for Mason Corbett here, the second baseman for the Chinooks. I don't know if the Bucs are going to wait till next inning, try and switch around some guys. Right now they have their regular defense, who's been in the first 4 innings, still out there in the 5th.
So what some coaches do is some of them will actually let their guys play the whole game and then just let the other guys play the whole game tomorrow. And I just like to get everyone in the game, both games. You just don't know which scouts are going to be here. Most of these scouts will be here all weekend, but just to try to get these guys a look in front of all the scouts every day, we'll split the games up. Today's reserve players will be in the starting lineup tomorrow, so we'll kind of flip-flop those roles. We'll try to turn that lineup over a bit so that some of the guys that were in the top of the lineup today will be down in the bottom tomorrow. It's a much more scripted type of ball game than normal.
Patty McCormick, an 0-2 count here, trying to hit something hard in play, and 1 out in the inning. Fastball misses about 2 times his size upstairs. And as you mentioned that, Coach, the Bucs play 3 games as well, so they may have 1 set of defenders go an entire game, another set go an entire game, and then they split time maybe that third game.
That's 3 sets of at-bats for guys, so you got more at-bats to deal with there with 3 ball games. So
1-2 pitch will get him chasing away for the first strikeout granted to Keaton Chase, second out here in the top of the 5th inning, and it brings up Jess Davis.
6th strikeout for Buck pitching on the day, first strikeout for Keaton Chase.
Jess Davis, home run in the first and a hard ground out to second base in the 3rd inning, and that was Cole Tate who made a great play on it to rob him of a base hit to right field. Otherwise he'd be 2 for 2 today, and apart from the home run, Jess Davis has just barreled up the ball twice.
Yep.
So you take note of that. He's first pitch swinging on the changeup out in front from Keaton Chase.
Jess has gotten hot at the right time here, and obviously you like for all your players to do really well on a day like today, weekend like this weekend. So
that one fouled back all the way up at us, and it's going to ricochet right back to the kick save of the right foot from Jess Davis.
Yeah, that was right next door here.
It was, and bounced right off of the, I want to say, bulletproof window, because that one came in hot on the left side of the booth, just to the left of us. There are 5 booths here at Mulcahy Stadium, and so technically 4 broadcasters could be going at the same time. 0-2 pitch, hit hard into left field. It'll carry into Castillo's glove for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down inning for Keaton Chase, and again Jess Davis just lifting this one to the outfield, and it's caught opposite field, but still showing off the power. It's 5-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. as the Bucs will send their offense back up for a fifth time today and face off against Corbin Barker. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball here at the 2019 Scout Showcase. Well, Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter, will lead things off here. Bottom of the fifth, Corbin Barker has gotten 4 ground outs, 1 error for the Chinooks, and the first pitch from Rogers is going to be fouled directly back to the left side of home plate. Rogers, the grand slam in the third and the single in the first, really been taken off these last few games.
A pretty good hack at that fastball.
A little sky one to shallow center field. Jess Davis coming in on it. Seems to be tracking it well. Will make the grab for out number 1.
It's hard to overstate just how much experience that Corbin is getting this summer as an incoming freshman. He's a good-sized kid, and I think he's got a really bright future. And boy, what a opportunity for him to come up and just sharpen his skills against some college-ready and college-level hitters.
I think you're absolutely right. And, this is going off to play not only with your brother, but also in such a competitive league as the ABL is, against great competition, getting to pitch against some incredible hitters from all over the country. Really sets you up to go straight into UC Irvine and compete and do really well. So a 1-1 count here, 1 out against Ryan Sullivan. He's 1 for 2 today, a strikeout looking in the third and a single in his first at-bat, as that pitch misses just off the plate for 2-1.
Well, the confidence is the big thing. Just his ability to really go at college-level hitters. If for other young men who have signed scholarships and are going to programs as incoming freshmen, when you don't play against the kind of competition that Corbin has played against this summer, sometimes you go in, even if you're a highly touted guy, the confidence level is what Corbin's going to gain from this summer, is just knowing that he belongs there.
Well, I think right now as he throws a ball, just pulls it a little bit arm side across his body to make it a full count, 1 out here against Ryan Sullivan. I think he's feeling pretty good right now. He's done a great job last inning, got 4 ground balls, and already has a fly out against one of the best hitters in the league, Cheney Rogers. And that pitch will be ball 4, though, to Ryan Sullivan, as Justin Vanderbrake will come up. He is 0 for 2 today, a fly out to the shortstop, Pate Fullerton, and a strikeout swinging in his last at-bat when he faced Brian Cardone. So a double play gets the Chinooks out of the inning, and with Corbin Barker's track record in this game, a ground ball looks to be the next thing coming up.
Yeah, he just tried to throw that one a little too hard. Lost command on that 3-2 pitch.
Good block by Fullerton, and Jay Paul's done a great job behind the plate. And since Jake Collins went down defensively with the thumb injury and is out for the ABL now, Jay Paul stepped up, and so is Joe Brazil. He stepped up today, this season, and he's actually at third base currently. Jess Davis falls down in center. He slips, and Ryan Sullivan will make it to third base as Davis gets up, throws that one away, and J. Paul Fullerton will make the grab. I'm not sure what happened with Jess Davis.
He lost his footing, and they our field at Chugiak is crispy fried right now. The outfield is just bone dry, and they have an irrigation system here at Mulcahy, and the grass is beautiful. It's nice and green and lush, but that may be a case right there where the grass was a little too soggy out there. Just got his wheels going. I don't know if he'd have caught that anyways. That ball was it looked like it was going to drop in either way.
Well, thankfully he got up quickly and the ball doesn't get by him as that pitch is going to be thrown away. The throw down to second. The tag applied. Is he out?
Yeah, ball got away.
Ball did get away. You're right. Just Patty McCurbet trying to make the play on the tag and couldn't hang on to it. Dylan Gardner at shortstop and Joe Brazil again at third. Ethan English at first base after coming in. Trevor Cho, the left-handed substitute for Hayden Keller, left fielder substitute, as that pitch is going to be poked out of play on the right side of the field. Everybody else is straight away, and I believe Hayden Keller actually moved over to right field for Brandon Cody.
Yeah.
So it looks like Cody's day's done, but Hayden Keller will still be in the lineup. That pitch will just miss inside here to the right-handed hitting Shane Marshall. It's worked a 2-1 count between Barker and Marshall. Runners on second and third as Vanderbrake moved up to second base safely on a pitch that was in the dirt. And that one rolled over right back to the third base dugout where the Bucs reside.
Well, it's interesting. You wonder how many pitches that Chris is going to let Corbin go, and if somehow Marshall reaches here, if you have the freedom to say, oh, that's enough. Bases loaded, one out. Probably not. I don't think that'll happen. But with the showcase atmosphere here, we're going on pitch count, not really outs per inning. So
2-2 count, one out, and that pitch missing away. Fullerton's done a great job on some really tough pitches to keep in front. Has not allowed one to really get by him today. Has a few wild pitches that he's kept in front, and the Bucs have advanced twice on him to the next base. But other than that, he's done phenomenal. Kept some really difficult pitches in front. Off the end of the bat, over the head of Patty McCormick. One run is in, and Vanderbrake will head home as well. He's in. And so both runners score on the RBI single from the right-handed hitter of Shane Marshall.
Well, and again, a key hit for Marshall for sure, but what hurts you there are free bases, and it's a walk to Sullivan and a wild pitch that gets Vanderbrake out to second. And again, the Bucs have done this all summer. Anytime that we give them an inch, they'll take a yard. And they can swing the bats for sure, and they seem to have almost a sixth sense about maximizing innings when free bases are given. And there's another situation where a couple of free bases, a couple of base runners in scoring position, and bang, and Marshall gets the big 2 RBI single to right.
Barker 2 runs given up here on a pair of hits in the bottom of the fifth, and that fastball thrown wide as well. Back-to-back singles from Vanderbrake and Marshall with the bigger one on the 2 RBI single to right field. Didn't necessarily hit it hard, but hit it well enough to get it over the head of Patty McCormick at second base. Chinooks looking for a positive double play here to get through the inning, and that one smashed to right center. Jess Davis keeps his footing here, looks to be tracking it, and will make the grab. So it'll send Shane Marshall back safely to first, and Justin Cook falls to 1-3 on the day.
Pretty well hit ball, but again, the wind right now has picked up a little bit. It's not gale force by any stretch, but blowing kind of out to left, down from right field to left field, and that ball probably got knocked down just a hair, gave Jess plenty of time to gather it in for the second out of the inning.
Nakawaki up next, 0-for-2 today, and he'll take strike one on the corner from Corbin Barker. 7-3 score as the Bucs currently ahead of the Chinooks in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Yeah, we were talking about the timely hitting of the Bucs. There's a reason there's 22-9 in ABL play, and a lot of it has to do with pretty good pitching, but also very good timely hitting.
Pickoff attempt does not get Marshall out at first. He's safely there. 0-1 count. Smash to right field. Coming in on Hayden Keller. He'll have to retreat back over his left and make the grab. Chinooks give up 2 runs with Corbin Barker in the inning on 2 hits and a walk. And they go to the top of the 6th inning, down 4 runs, trying to add after getting 3 runs in the first. They're looking to come from behind in this one in the showcase. And I'm going to turn it over next inning and for the final 2 innings of the 6th and 7th to my partner, John Groth. And we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. I almost said Anchorage, Texas.
We're used to it as those Texas guys.
I broadcast back in Tyler, Texas, so I'm doing good that I haven't said Apaches yet. J. Paul Fullerton leads it off. It's 3, 4, and 5 for the Nooks here in inning number 6. They trail 7-3 now. Keaton Chase back on the mound for the Bucs. Ball 1 to J. Paul. Next pitch off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to the Chinook catcher. 1 for 2 on the day. Single to right his first time up. Ended up scoring on a 2 RBI single by Daniel Freeman. 2-0 pitch. That ball's about 55-foot fastball there. And it's 3-0.
We just saw the reaction of Shane Marshall. He took it right off the left side of his.
No, not sub. That's why they call them the tools of ignorance, right there.
Right.
Catchers take a beating back there. Of course, J. Paul standing in the box knows full well about that. 3-0 the count. And the pitch. Boy, high, and he wasn't close. J. Paul wanted to swing the bat. Decided to kind of feint at it after the ball went by him. So it's a leadoff walk. And first walk of the day for Chase. And just the second walk of the day for Buck pitching. That'll bring up Hayden Keller for the 3rd time. He's struck out twice. There goes J. Paul. Throw down Marshall. No throw. And J. Paul showing off the wheels.
Well, for J. Paul, that's his 2nd stolen base this season.
Perfect. Well, you know what? He was running in last night's game late. Not the most fleet of foot, but again, not unlike Daniel Freeman, J. Paul's a smart base runner, and he saw an opportunity to show it off, and he went ahead and got a good jump and stole the bag without a throw. So Keller now with a 1-0 count. Chinooks trail 7-3. Fly ball right field, going back is Paw, and he makes the grab right in front of the wall in the warning track. J. Paul will tag up and go to third. Well hit ball off the bat of Keller. I'm writing it as an L9 in my book. That ball was barreled up pretty well by Hayden as he had come off a couple of strikeouts. Not that time. So here is Ethan English. And Ethan 0 for 1 with a walk. And J. Paul Fullerton over at third base talking things over with the skipper, Dalton Smith, getting the nod in the dugout today as the head man for the Chinooks. Got the pullover on. First pitch to Ethan, popped up shallow left field. This is Castillo coming in, makes the easy catch. And there's 2 away. F7 if you're scoring at the house. And now we're going to see Trevor Cho for the first time today. Trevor took over in the lineup for Brandon Cody. He's in left field now as he'll get his first at bat here in this showcase ball game. These are non-league games. They do not count towards ABL play. Strictly showcasing these players' talents in front of all the major league clubs who have sent scouts up here to Anchorage for the weekend. Fastball misses away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Trevor Cho coming out of Mequon, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin at Whitewater, and that is where he goes to school. He'll be a senior there. He's played 4 years with ABL athletes in action, not ABL, but this is his first time making it to Alaska.
Yeah, that's kind of a unique experience for guys to play on. Although there are a number of Chinooks over the years that have played either in the New York team for the Rochester Ridgemen or the Xenia Scouts. So there have been other Chinooks that have played on other AIA teams prior to coming up to Alaska. And Trevor's just the latest among them. Next pitch is off the plate, 3-0 now to the Chinook left fielder, Trevor Cho. And Daniel Freeman waits on deck.
Well, Freeman wants another chance at it. He's got 2 singles today, including the 2-run single in his first at-bat.
3-0 pitch popped over our heads, out of play. And it's 3-1. Again, these hitters are going to be more aggressive in this showcase with those 3-0 counts simply because they want to show off their ability to hit the baseball. And jogging down to first base does not do that. So it's 3-1. Keaton Chase from the stretch. J. Paul Fullerton at third. The pitch. Boy, just missed. And Trevor Cho will take the walk. So that's going to be the 3rd walk for Buck pitching, the 2nd walk of the inning for Keaton Chase. And here is Daniel Freeman, 2 for 2 in the showcase ball game. 2 on, 2 out, 7-3. The Bucs lead it here in the top of the 6th. Chinooks are the visiting club here in this first showcase game for them. First pitch. Big hack fouled off to the right side. No balls and 1 strike.
Freeman with half the hits today for the Chinooks, 2 of the 4, and J. Paul Fullerton has 1 of those today as well. Jess Davis with the other, a home run in the first.
7-8-0 for the Bucs, 3-4-1 for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Here's the 0-1. Waves through an off-speed pitch way out in front. Quickly 0-2 on the big first baseman. 2 hits and 2 RBIs so far today. Joe Brazil waits on deck for the Chinooks. He's hoping to get his first at bat of the ball game here. There goes the runner, throw to second, and he's going to be out. So Trevor Cho trying to get a bag there. Gets gunned down by Shane Marshall for the final out of the inning. So that'll do it for the Chinooks in the top of the 6th. They leave 1 on base, and we will head to the bottom of inning number 6. Your score remains the Bucs 7 and the Chinooks 3. Welcome back to Anchorage, and the last two pitchers for the Chinooks are going to be two-way guys, and the first of which is going to be first baseman Daniel Freeman. Josh, let's hear a little bit about Daniel, what he's done on the mound this summer for the Chinooks.
Yeah, Daniel, this season, 1-1 record, 6.54 ERA. He's making his 8th appearance. Has not had a start this season, but his 8th appearance in relief. Now, 1 save on the season, and that was on Sunday. The Chinooks left-handed pitcher won that game in a come-from-behind victory in the 11th inning and had a good day offensively. He's already had one offensively today. He'll get his 3rd at bat to lead off the 7th inning and picked up that save. Has 4 strikeouts, 5 walks in his 11 innings of pitching on the mound, 12 hits given up, and he's looking for a good inning here against the Bucs. 9-1-2.
Yeah, he's been an asset for our club this summer in the sense that, we play a lot of baseball in a short amount of time. 46 ball games in 56 days. And there are some stretches. We had a 10-game and 9-day stretch earlier, and both he and Ethan, the ability to come in and just give us a couple innings here and there gives that bullpen just a little bit of rest. And so big left-hander on to work for the Chinooks here in the bottom of the 6th. And actually, I think we're at the top of the lineup. Cole Tate will lead it off. Cole is 0 for 2. He's walked and scored back in the 3rd inning, flown out to right field, and reached on an error his last time up. 7-3 is our score. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 7-inning showcase ball game. First pitch called a strike. It's 0-1. So we will play through the bottom of the 7th regardless of what the score is. So home team will get their final at bats, and the visitor pitcher will also, Ethan English, will throw the bottom of the 7th, irrespective of what the score of this game is. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Cole Tate. And that pitch just missed, not by much. 2-1.
Cole Tate a walk today and reached by error in the 4th. The only error for the Chinooks. Been pretty good defensively these last few games.
Fastball misses away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Scoreboard operator's a little bit off here in this one. They did a pretty good job today. Off on this one. Big old airplane taking off at center field. And there's a walk issued to Cole Tate. And that will bring up Chad Castillo, the left fielder. That's going to be walk number 5 for the Chinook pitchers. First walk for Daniel Freeman. Here's the left-handed batting left fielder, Chad Castillo. Castillo on the day, a strikeout in the 1st. He walked and scored in the 3rd and hit into a fielder's choice in the 4th. Left-on-left matchup here. Freeman with the pickoff move. Haven't seen a whole lot of those this summer from Daniel.
Have not, and Daniel coming off a tough game, 15-1 game against the Miners, and his toughest outing, 1 inning, 5 runs, giving up 3 hits. But it was the 4 walks, and now he gives up a walk here. He's trying to really find the strike zone. He started off the season with a great job there.
That ball's well hit into the gap and right, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Castillo around first to second, and Tate is sent home. He will score. Here's the throw to third, and got him. Nice relay. Dylan Gardner threw a strike to Joe Brazil at third, and Castillo is out at third base. I don't know if he got hurt. He's holding his left arm. That's not a good sign. But he crushed that ball into the right center gap. It'll go down as a double, and he's thrown out on a 9-6 to 5 at third base. Tate came all the way around to score the 8th run of the ball game for the Bucs, so it's 8-3 now. With one out, nobody on. Here's Blake Paul. Solo home run in the 1st inning. He walked and scored in the 3rd and grounded out on a great play by Pate Fullerton back in the 4th inning. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. And misses high, 2-0.
Could you tell who made that throw? I
Pretty
saw
sure Dylan threw it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not 100% sure, but I thought it was Dylan.
Throw
Could have been,
overshot him, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been Patty, but they went out with a double cut as that ball went all the way to, Subway sign out in right center field. There's a lot of room out in that gap. 4-10 straight away here at Mulcahy. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Paul trying to go yard again. Did not connect on that one. Wind's blown out slightly to left field. So Paul, very dangerous hitter in that direction. 2-2 pitch. Low. Good job by Fullerton to block that pitch, and it's a full count on Blake Paul. We're at the 3 spot in the Buck lineup. Cleanup hitter Cheney Rogers waits on deck. The pitch just off the plate. I couldn't have taken that with 2. But Paul gets the benefit of the doubt. That's walk number 6 for the Chinook pitchers. The second walk of the inning for Daniel Freeman. That will bring up Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter. He's 2 for 3. Single to right back in the first inning, and a grand salami in the third. And he flew out to center back in the 5th. Look out, a little chin music from Daniel Freeman. And it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, especially with a lefty-on-lefty matchup. The Bucs have quite a few lefties on their team as well. And, you know, more so, I think the Oilers are the only team who have a majority of right-handers, minus the 2 guys in the top half of their lineup. Back road.
You're looking for 2 here. 1, 6, 3. Got him! Nicely done by Dylan Gardner. And what a turn by Daniel Freeman. Freeman's got such good hands. He just gloved that ball, calmly flipped it right to Gardner at his chest, and what a nice turn by Dylan, quickly getting rid of it. The 1-6-3 double play ends the inning, and that ends the threat. The Bucs get 1 run on 1 hit. They don't leave anybody on. Their score from Mulcahy as we go to the 7th, 8-3 Bucs. Welcome back to Anchorage, and the Bucs will bring in their closer, Cole Rendon, 6'4", 225, right-handed junior from Winthrop. You get some numbers on him, Josh?
Yeah, Colton Rendon has a 1-1 record this season, the second lowest ERA on the team, but of one of the guys who gets in the game more often than anybody else as a closer. He's got 7 saves, the most in the ABL, and only 1 loss again, a 0.94 ERA, and making his 14th appearance and first time in the ABL. Look for him to throw some heat, and it's deja vu for the Chinooks. They faced him last night in the 9th inning.
Yeah, he the saddest guy in the ballpark is Joe Brazil, because he did not get. He's going to have to face Cole Rendon here. First pitch misses, ball 1 to Daniel Freeman. Little looper into right, base hit. So nice piece of hitting by Daniel Freeman. Gets the ball rolling for the Chinooks here in the 7th.
Well, Daniel Freeman's got 3 singles in this ball game, and he does get the ball rolling as well. A 2 RBI single in the 1st, single in the 4th, and single in the 7th. He has 3 of the 5 hits now for the Chinooks.
Nice job by Daniel, and now it's Joe Brazil's turn. And the only reason I said that about Joe is that it's hard to sit in that bench and come in and face a guy like this. And his first at bat of the day will be against arguably the best closer in the league. First pitch. Boy, just misses low, ball 1.
Colton Rendon coming out of Winthrop University, one of 2 guys from Winthrop, and one of 2 pitchers. 225, 6'4", right-handed relieving junior.
Here's the 1-0. Had a notion, but held up. 2 balls and no strikes.
I believe Rendon also, of all the players in the ABL, he is the farthest away from Alaska. He is coming out of Jupiter, Florida.
2 balls and no strikes. And there goes the runner. Big hack by Brazil. Pops it up right side. Foul territory. Plenty of room over there. You flip it to first and doubled off. Freeman was off with the pitch. Had a huge jump and had to retreat back after the pop-up. And Sullivan flipped it over to Tate, who was covering first for the double play. So really nice job by the Bucs defense there of covering all the bases, literally, as Cole Tate ran all the way over to first base to cover the bag, and Daniel Freeman, who had a massive jump, had to go all the way back to first, and he couldn't get there before the flip from Sullivan. So 2 outs, nobody aboard. And here's Dylan Gardner for the second time. Flew out to left field his first time up.
Yeah, and Freeman, incredible jump there. Would have had the base stolen easily, but obviously it's the showcase, and Joe Brazil trying to swing at a pitch, regardless, would have likely taken if it wasn't.
Yep.
So
Fastball over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, these guys are going to, and this is what I said earlier in the broadcast, that they need to get their hacks in, even though it was a 2-0 pitch. And Brazil popped it up. He's going to take a healthy hack at it, fouls it into foul territory. Nicely done. Boy, Sullivan kind of did that almost like an option pitch to Cole Tate at first base. 2 balls and a strike now to Gardner. Here's the pitch. Just missed outside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, and for Rendon, he's got 19 strikeouts to his 4 walks this season.
Well, those are the numbers you like to see from your closer. He's got a very unique setup position with that left foot turned in. Just misses low, and Dylan Gardner will draw the 2-out walk.
For 19 innings of pitching for Rendon, he's got 1 strikeout every inning.
Well, those are good numbers, and you want your closer to come in and fill up the strike zone, and obviously sometimes he's going to get you out of some jams. First walk for Rendon, and Gardner's at first, and here is Patty McCormick for the second time. Struck out swinging back in the 5th inning.
Let's see if Gardner tries to show off his speed.
I got to believe he's going to here. Now, this is the exact scenario we had last night as we were trying to come from behind in the bottom of the 9th, and I inserted Dylan as a pinch runner for J. Paul, and he had a pretty good jump on one of those pitches. There he goes, and Patty fouls it off. So Dylan had that bag stolen, but Patty got a pitch he liked and put a swing on it. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. 8-9-0 for the Bucs. 3-5-1 for the Chinooks. We're in the top of the 7th. Again, we will play out the bottom of the 7th regardless of the score. Rendon from the stretch. Long pause. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball to center, and an easy play out there for Vanderbeek, and that's the inning. So that'll end the threat here in the 7th. F8 if you're scoring at the house. We will play out the bottom of the 7th, even though it's an 8-3 lead for the Bucs, and they will bring up 5, 6, and 7 when we return. And welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Josh Salem along with Dr. John Groth. And 5, 6, and 7 for the Bucs. It's the big first baseman Ryan Sullivan to lead it off. Sullivan today 1 for 2. He walked and scored last time up back in the 5th inning. Chinooks started the ball game with a 3-run first, and the Bucs were able to tally 1 in the first inning. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. Ethan English now in the ball game for the Chinooks. 6'3" and 220, the right-hand sophomore from Jeffersonville, Tennessee.
Yeah, coming out of Indiana Wesleyan, committed just before he came here for going to John A. Logan College as a sophomore in the fall.
Well, again, he's another one of our position players who's given us some innings on the mound, and he's quickly ahead of Sullivan, 0-2. Fly ball right field, well hit. Keller going back and makes the grab for out number 1. Pretty good barreled up ball there by Sullivan. L9 in my book, and here is Justin Vanderbrake for the 4th time today. Popped up to short, struck out swinging, a single to center field back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3.
Some numbers on Ethan. This is his 4th appearance and a 3.37 ERA. 2 2/3 innings of pitching and 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits given up.
First pitch fouled off by Vanderbrake, and it's quickly no balls and 1 strike. Pitch is going to miss high. 1-1.
Ethan with much zip behind his fastball as well, and he could be a head turner for these scouts as well, especially on both sides.
Can't hurt the cause. You know, he's got good power. He's a pretty good athlete. Can play first base. We actually have used him in left field a little bit. I think his college is going to want him to try to maybe make a transition to the outfield in the fall. Give that a go, but handles himself really well at first base, and obviously he can throw off the mound with some pretty good velocity. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Justin Vanderbrake. 1 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the 7th, the Bucs have secured the victory here, 8-3. They'll try to add on to that as Ethan English gets an inning of work here in the showcase for the Chinooks. Next game will be Pilots versus Bucs tonight, 7 o'clock start. Tomorrow, 1, 4, and 7 again. The Chinooks and the Pilots will open things up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And that ball's fouled out of play. We'll stay at 2-2. We will go on the air about 15 minutes before game time tomorrow, so about 12:45 Anchorage time. I don't know what time that is where you're at. You're going to have to figure that one out on your own. But we'll have some interviews. I got some ideas of who we might interview. Might get a couple of players tomorrow. Pop up right field out in no man's land and falls in for a hit. Keller will pick it up, and Vanderbrake on to second base with the bloop double.
Patty McCormick went down just trying to get over there, and he slipped. I think he was calling for it off of Hayden Keller.
Again, that grass appears to be a little slick. They probably have kept it. They have to have watered the heck out of it with. I talked to one of the coaches the other day about who's in charge of watering it. The Bucs, they told me they water it twice a day, so it's kind of slick there. We've seen a couple guys slip on it. And here's Shane Marshall for the 4th time. Couple of hits for Marshall, a couple RBIs. He's 2 for 3. First pitch misses. It's 1-0.
Well, we mentioned how Ethan English could be a head turner on both sides. He had a foul home run earlier, but he leads the team for the Chinooks with 4 home runs as that one's fouled away. He had 11 at Indiana Wesleyan last year, and again, going over to John A. Logan College, it seems like it's the best fit for him. And a low 90s fastball guy on the mound. You can't teach arm strength, but you can definitely teach location. He's got both.
Yeah, he's got a chance. At some point, he'll probably have to decide which direction he wants to go, but for now, he's doing it both for the Chinooks. And it's a 1-2 count now on Shane Marshall, looking for his 3rd hit of the day. Trying to drive in the 9th run for the Bucs. 1 out double by Vanderbrake has him at second base, swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Haven't had a whole lot of strikeouts for the Chinook pitchers today. That unofficially strikeout number 4. And the first of the day for Ethan English. 2 outs here in the 7th. Last inning of this showcase game. We're only playing 7s. And here's Justin Cook now for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3. First pitch is in there, strike 1.
Yeah, English does a good job. Every hitter he's faced, he's gotten ahead with the fastball to them. And
comes set, the 0-1. That's going to miss high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of 7. Kind of just giving Ethan English and these Buck hitters a last look in game 1 of the showcase for both these clubs. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. A daddy hack from Justin Cook there, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cook has 1 huge hit against the Chinooks, and it was the first time the two teams matched up in the 9th inning with 2 outs, a bases-clearing double off the left field wall.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, fouls it off, and we'll do it again.
We really haven't seen Justin Cook against the Chinooks very much. He's played in 2 games this season of the games that the Chinooks have faced the Bucs.
English shakes off the sign. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2nd strikeout in a row for Ethan English. The 5th strikeout of the day for Chinook pitchers. And that will wrap up game number 1 of the showcase series for the Chinooks and the Bucs. And wrapping this one up here. A 0 on the board for Ethan English. This game started with 3 runs in the 1st inning. The Chinooks, a solo shot by Jess Davis to right field. J. Paul Fullerton followed that up with a single. Couple of walks and a 2 RBI single by Daniel Freeman, and the Nooks were ahead 3-0 as we went to the bottom of inning number 1. But a solo home run off the bat of Blake Paul made it 3-1. Zeros in the 2nd, and then a big 4-run 3rd inning. A grand slam off the bat of Cheney Rogers staked the Bucs to a 5-3 advantage there. 2 more runs in the 5th. In the 5th inning, a walk, a single, a 2 RBI single by Shane Marshall, and it was 7-3 at that point. In the final, a single run in the 6th inning, and that would be all the scoring. A walk by Cole Tate and a double by Castillo. Final line score, 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Bucs. And for the Nooks, it's 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. So that'll wrap things up from Anchorage. Josh, any final thoughts before we send the folks off for tomorrow?
Well, I think it's awesome that after these two teams, they've matched up so much these last few weeks, and getting to showcase your talents in front of as many scouts as there are today. When we first showed up, I didn't expect there to be as many as there were, and then they just lined the bleachers, and so it's pretty cool to get to come out. Jess Davis having a big day with the home run. Daniel Freeman had a great day with 3 hits and a 2-run RBI in his first at-bat. And a bunch of pitchers got some great work in today as well. You know, we're back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Pilots, and another day to showcase your talents. You may not have had a great day today. Maybe you did, but you got to turn things around and try and show your best talents running, fielding, and throwing tomorrow as well as hitting. And so been a pleasure to call this game with you today, Coach.
Yeah, it's been fun. And tomorrow we'll have a whole new lineup. Tomorrow's lineup will be a lot different than it was today. The guys that were reserve players today will get to start tomorrow. We'll flip the lineup, so some of those guys will be at the top of the lineup. And the pitchers will be all different. Of course, tomorrow's pitching lineup, Tyler O'Clair will get the start. He'll go 2, and then it'll be Tyler Weinkoop for the 3rd, Justin Fox in the 4th, Trevor McGee in the 5th, Michael Barber in the 6th, and then Hannes Kindreich will finish up the ball game tomorrow. That's the pitching lineup for the Chinooks tomorrow. And the batting lineup and the positional players, again, it'll be kind of reversed from what we had today. But that's the idea of the showcase, to give all these guys a look in front of the pro scouts. It is fun for these guys, a little nerve-wracking perhaps, as you see these radar guns come up every time a new pitcher comes in. Stopwatch is out, but that's one of the neat things about coming to Alaska is this showcase weekend. The games don't count. The guys can just go out, hopefully have a good time, play hard, and show their wares in front of watching eyes from every major league club in the MLB. Sends their mostly West Coast scouts up here. And again, a big thank you to John Levitt for the pregame interview he gave me. Really good to catch up with a former teammate of mine from Athletes in Action days back in 1982 in Sweden. And so, again, a hearty thank you to John. And boy, what a treat for him to get to see Joey pitch in this thing, right? And so Joey did a nice job today for the Chinooks. We'll look forward to being back up here in the booth tomorrow. Again, 7 o'clock game tonight, the Pilots versus the Bucs here in this 2019 Scout Showcase. Tomorrow's schedule, the Chinooks versus the Pilots at 1, the Miners and Pilots at 4, the Oilers and Bucs at 7. And then on Sunday, the ABL Home Run Derby at 1 o'clock, and then the All-Star game at 4. Again, we'll have all the Chinook All-Stars. We'll announce those tomorrow when we go on the air, about 12:45 Anchorage time. So those of you who like to tune in to these Chinook games, set your clock a little early tomorrow. We'll have some player interviews before tomorrow's game. And so that'll wrap things up from Anchorage, Alaska. The Bucs take an 8-3 victory in the showcase game today over the Chinooks. Thanks for watching, and thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. So long, everybody.